Hi, guys. Oh, goodness, it's Monday already. Holy cow. I hope that you guys had a good weekend. As you may have noticed, I did not upload any new videos this weekend. I took a break because I did a lot last week. I did a lot. And Saturday morning, I woke up and my voice was tired. So I decided I would just go ahead and just take a break from recording this weekend and just rest my voice and then have a fresh start come today, Monday. So I hope that you guys all had a good weekend. I don't know about you guys, but I'm really excited for Easter. I'm bummed that I can't see my family, but we have to keep ourselves healthy, right? We got to stay healthy so that way whenever the quarantine and the shelter in place lifts, we can see our families and we can spend time with them. And I hope that you guys are making good choices and all of that. So I know you guys are, but I hope that you are continuing to make good, healthy, positive choices. So here is the plan for today. The first thing I'm going to go over is I'm going to go over the answers for Time for a Test for Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. And if you have not done this yet, and if you have internet access at home, you can go ahead and take the AR quiz if you want to. I know some of you already have, and it's a lengthy quiz. It's 20 questions. But if you don't want to take the quiz, I'm not going to make you because we haven't gone over the quiz like face to face. So like we haven't taken the sample quiz together and whatnot. So we will go over the answers for that. And then the next thing that I'll do is I will go over the answers for the Chamber of Secrets novel study for chapters 1 and 2. So we have the vocabulary study for that, and then the understanding the story for that. And then I will read chapter 3 today. So that's my plan. That's what I'm planning on doing. So it's going to take me a little bit, and that's okay. I just wanted to kind of give you a rundown of what videos to expect today. Tomorrow, it's Tuesday tomorrow, April 7th, which means we will be handing out lunches again tomorrow. I will be at the school from noon to 3, so if you to hand out lunches. So if you want to wait to come at noon and say hi to me and check in and kind of tell me how things are going at home, please do. Otherwise, I just miss hearing from you guys, and talking to you. And I talk to your parents a little bit, but I'd like to see you guys and see how you guys are doing. I'd like to set something up with like a Google Classroom Meet or like Zoom or something, but we'll see. We'll see how things go. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started on the Time for a Test. So part A is all multiple choice. Part A for Time for a Test is all multiple choice. And again, this is for Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. So please pay close attention. Okay. All right. Number 1, prior to the start of the novel, who kills Harry's parents? A, Professor Snape, B, Professor Quirrell, C, Voldemort, or D, Draco Malfoy? And the answer to that is C, Draco Malfoy. C, Voldemort. Okay. Number 2, in chapter 1, where do Professor McGonagall, Dumbledore, and Hagrid leave baby Harry? A, in the woods, B, at a bus stop, C, in Godric's Hollow, or D, on the Dursleys' doorstep? And that answer is D, on the Dursleys' doorstep. Okay. Number 3, in chapter 6, who helps Harry get onto platform 9 3/4? A, the Weasley family, B, the Granger family, C, the Malfoy family, or D, the Longbottom family? And that answer is A, the Weasley family, because he hears them talking about platform 9 3/4. Okay, number 4. In chapter 9, who spots Harry flying on his broomstick while Madam Hooch is in the infirmary? A. Professor Snape, B. Professor Flitwick, C. Professor McGonagall, or D. Oliver Wood? And that answer is C. Professor McGonagall, because she is the one that takes him to Oliver Wood, who is the Quidditch captain, and says, I found you your next seeker. Okay. Number 5. What happens to Hermione on Halloween? A, she is expelled from Hogwarts. B, she falls terribly ill. C, she meets a unicorn. Or D, she meets a troll. And that answer is D, she meets a troll, because the troll gets locked in the girls' bathroom with her. Okay, number 6. Which of the following does Harry not encounter at Hogwarts in this novel? So we're looking for the thing that he does not come up against or see or notice in this novel, the first novel. A mirror that tells him his deepest desire. B, a giant 3-headed dog. C, an invisibility cloak. Or D, a werewolf. Well, that answer is pretty obvious. It's D, a werewolf. He gets the invisibility cloak for Christmas from Dumbledore. Dumbledore sends it to him because it used to be his father's. The 3-headed dog was Fluffy. He's guarding the trap door. And the mirror was the Mirror of Erised, and it showed Harry his family. Now, Harry will meet a werewolf eventually. He will meet a werewolf eventually. That is in book 3. So I'm not telling you who's the werewolf, though. You may already know. All right. In chapter 14, this is number 7. In chapter 14, what does Hagrid name his dragon? A, Norbert, B, Norris, C, Norman, or D, Harry? And that answer is A, Norbert, because the title of the chapter is Norbert the Norwegian Ridgeback. Okay. Number 8. In chapter 17, Harry learns that Voldemort has been hiding inside the body of A, Professor Dumbledore, B, Professor Snape, C, Draco Malfoy, or D, Professor Quirrell. And that answer is D, Professor Quirrell, because he was hiding behind the back of his head, and that's why Quirrell wore the turban, okay, to keep him from seeing that there was 2 heads on one body, or 2 faces on one body. And then lastly, number 9, at the end of the novel, which house wins the House Cup? A, Hufflepuff, B, Ravenclaw, C, Gryffindor, or D, Slytherin? And that answer is C, Gryffindor, because Professor Dumbledore adds in all of those last minute points to Harry, Ron, Hermione, and Neville for what they did to help the school and to help protect the Sorcerer's Stone. Even though Dumbledore doesn't say this is what they did because they were protecting the stone, but it was because of their bravery, their intellect, and all of that stuff. So, all right. The next part we have is the short answer and the long answer portion. So we're going to start with part B, short answer. Number 1, Harry's life drastically changes when he discovers that he is a wizard. How does the way Harry is treated in the wizarding world differ from the way he is treated in the Muggle world? So how is he treated in the wizarding world versus how is he treated in the Muggle world? And in the Muggle world, Harry is not treated very nicely at all. He's bullied. He's made to be a servant. He gets treated like he basically doesn't exist. He's a burden to the Dursleys. They neglect him. there's a lot of examples you can use of how he is treated in the Muggle world versus in the Wizarding world. Now, when he enters the Wizarding world, he's famous. Everyone knows who Harry is. They know him by his name. They know his story, and they treat him with respect and kindness. Almost everyone. We know that Draco Malfoy ends up being a rival of his, but Harry is able to actually make real friends in the Wizarding world and meet adults that actually care about him, like Dumbledore and Professor McGonagall and Hagrid. I would say Professor Snape does care about him, but we don't find out that Snape actually has protected him through his entire time, how deeply that went until like towards the end of the series, which he protected Harry in the first book, obviously. But Dumbledore says now he can go back to hating your father debt free, which is basically what that was. Okay, number 2 of the short answer. Briefly describe the individual strengths of Harry, Ron, and Hermione. So all 3 characters have specific strengths. For Harry, he is brave, has good wizarding instincts, and he's protected by his mother's love because his mom died protecting him, if you remember that. Ron, he's loyal. He's a very good chess player. He knows a lot about the wizarding world. So he's kind of Harry's guide into this new world that Harry has no clue how to do things. And that's very helpful for Harry. Now, Hermione, we know that she's very smart, she's very skilled, and she is also logical. And her logic comes in with that last skill or last obstacle that they faced when they were going down into the to find the Sorcerer's Stone after they went down the trap door. You really see her logic when she's figuring out which potions are which. So there's that. Okay, number 3. What power does the Sorcerer's Stone possess? Why is this stone so important to Voldemort? So 2 parts to that question. First part, what powers does the Sorcerer's Stone possess? It has 2. It can transform any metal into pure gold, and it produces the elixir of life. And if you drink the elixir of life, it'll make you immortal. Okay, so that means that they'll be able to live forever. Now, why is it important for Voldemort? If Voldemort possesses that stone, he is able to drink that, get his body back, and become immortal, so that way he can come back into power. And we don't want that to happen. He's a bad guy. So that's why. All right. Part C, long answer. Number 1, describe the defining characteristics of each Hogwarts house. So each of the Hogwarts houses, all 4 of them, has specific traits as to why the characters are separated into each house. For Gryffindor, they're brave, they're daring, and they're chivalrous, which means they're usually very polite. Slytherins are cunning and resourceful, and that usually means that they will use any means to achieve their ends, to achieve what they want. Hufflepuff are hard workers, they're loyal, they're patient, and Ravenclaws are intelligent and witty. Okay, so those are the characteristics of each of the 4 houses. And then lastly, number 2, Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone is an example of fantasy. Discuss at least 3 elements of fantasy that are found in the story. On my answer key, this says that answers will vary. There are a lot of different types of elements that are fantasy related that are in this book. Magic, dragons, flying, Quidditch, lots of stuff. 3-headed dogs, the potions, anything could be listed as fantasy related. So therefore, any type of those answers will work. You can even read deeper into it and talk about the magic spells. That's fantasy related. Okay. So Any type of answer for that would be fine as long as you have at least 3 elements for that. So that is the answers for the time for a test for Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. Whoops. Which means we are finished with that novel study. So now we can start on the next novel study, which is Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets. So I am going to stop this video and upload it, and I will be right back with the first round of Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. So be patient.